love, kids, businesses, and everything in between, a Nashville couple has launched a podcast to discuss why Music City is so special.
That's right, and they should know Josh and Tara Joseph have tons of investments and back many names that you may know and love. Now let's take a quick listen and set the scene.
Nashville could be a market for us. Like
Yes.
Nashville could be a place that we could both see ourselves like landing. And, you know, to fast forward, you know, we had the good fortune to be able to buy a house here in March of 2019. And so we started coming down here more and more, you and I. We started taking meetings. Our cannabis company was kind of on the cusp of ready to be signed up to be sold. And then it was still a big slugfest and battle to get to a closing and all of that. But
you were taking meetings in the real estate space at the time.
Yeah, I was coming down here
to try to really network because you saw that there was potential for growth.
And the rest is history. I'm so glad that you moved to Nashville. Welcome to Local on 2.
Thank you.
You guys are truly revolutionizing Broadway, entertainment, the hospitality scene. Explain Big Plan Holdings and how you guys started this.
Yeah, I'll jump in on that. Big Plan Holdings was incubated in 2020, I would say. We moved down here in 2019, started our transition from Chicago, full-time right around 2020 from Chicago, and we sold a cannabis company that we had started, and we moved to Nashville. We had come to Nashville for the first time. I had come to Nashville for the first time in 2004 or 5 for work, and then we started coming down here as a family, just time and time again, you know, year after year, and fell in love with it. And so Big Plan Holdings was founded really in 2020 when we looked at each other and we were like, you know what should we do? Our initial plan was to go travel, and you couldn't because of COVID. So we just started working all over again and gave us an opportunity to work as a family and as a married couple with our daughters, and that's how it was started.
I love that. Now you've got some big plans right here in Nashville, so tell us about some of your most recent projects.
Right now, we are in the process of opening a few bars on Broadway, and one of them is supposed to be open next year, and the other one is going to be open within the next about 4 weeks or so. That one is a Hank Williams Jr. bar on Broadway, and then we are also opening a restaurant that will be opened in the 12 South area. That should be open around mid-November time.
And you know what's really cool is that everyone can follow along on your big plans on your podcast as well. I think it's so important for the community to know who is building up this city. I talk about your podcast and the mission behind it.
It's really just people don't know what they don't know, and so we give people the opportunity to come on and talk about all different aspects of life, whether it be personal or business or whatever relationships, and people can talk about, they can showcase their businesses, talk about philanthropic things, whatever it is, and then it gives people in the world to be able to have access to those people that they don't know that they have access to.
Yes.
So it's really showcasing.
Absolutely.
Now something that she shared with me is that on your podcast, you talk about the worst things about your husband. I would love to work with my husband. So, is that true, or is it?
There's not really any worse things. We're very blessed. We've been best friends. Like, we've been together since 8th grade. So our story is really it's sweet. But I mean, it's been new. Like, we were only partners in a relationship. We weren't partners in business until just recently. So we've had some hiccups to learn that. But it's all really. It's not. There's nothing terrible.
No, I would say the biggest piece has been to know when to turn off work and come back to just family life and finding that work-life balance, which is just, it sounds strange, but you know, we work with our daughters as well. So we used to not always talk about work. We would talk about my work for the day or something, and then we'd be family time. But now, since we are involved in many projects around Nashville, around the country, some stuff overseas, and we're all involved, and so it's like when to shut that down and just be a family has been the biggest challenge.
But I love that you guys can grow together. You have so many amazing businesses, American Paint Hat Company, which what you're wearing. But you're so wonderful. You're philanthropic. Congrats on all of the success. You at home, find your new favorite podcast and check out their long list of businesses. They're so wonderful. Visit bigplanholdings.com.